Welcome, welcome, welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're embarking on a journey that's going to make your daily conversations, maybe even your social media feeds, make a whole lot more sense.
Mm-hmm.
We're about to unlock a really fascinating corner of modern communication. It's, rapidly evolving. But hang on, before we dive into today's topic, we just want to take a quick second here.
Yeah, please do.
We want to ask you, our incredible listener, if you could maybe subscribe to the YouTube channel Daily Colloquial English.
It's a great resource.
It really is. There's a whole world of learning waiting for you there, with videos that can help you master the nuances of English, just like we're about to try and do today.
Definitely worth checking out.
Yeah. So, after this deep dive, make sure to check out all the other fantastic videos on Daily Colloquial English. Okay, let's unpack this thing. Today, we're taking on a language challenge that's truly, bussin' understanding Gen Z slang.
It's a big one.
It is. If you've ever felt a little lost in conversation, maybe scrolling through TikTok or Instagram or hearing younger folks chat.
Happens to the best of us.
Right. Or if you just wanted to catch up with the latest lingo, this deep dive is absolutely for you. We've gathered some really great source material, a series of real-world scenarios packed with these vibrant, sometimes kind of playful expressions.
Yeah, very contextual.
And we're going to break them all down, explain not just what they mean, but why they matter and how they fit into the bigger picture of, language evolution.
And what's truly fascinating here, I think, is just how rapidly language evolves, especially online, right? In this hyper-connected world.
It's almost daily sometimes.
It really feels like it. It's like a living thing that changes in real time, sometimes week to week. And for you, our English learners, keeping up with these informal expressions isn't just about being cool or knowing trends.
That's practical.
It's absolutely practical. It's about truly understanding contemporary conversations and the underlying cultural shifts they represent. And these are the words and phrases that native speakers, particularly younger ones, use every single day, often without even thinking about it.
Right, it just comes naturally.
Exactly. So our mission today is to demystify some of these key phrases, explain their precise meaning, and explore the subtle nuances. Like, why does this word fit better than that word in a specific context?
Yeah, the context is everything.
It really is. We want to give you the tools to both understand and maybe, if you choose, use them effectively. Bridge those communication gaps.
All right, let's jump straight into our first scenario. This one puts us right in the thick of it. Social dynamics. We've got two people, A and B, talking about a surprise retirement party.
Okay. Classic setup.
Yeah, and it seems like a secret might have gotten out.
Yeah.
Pay close attention to the context here because it's absolutely key, like you said, to understanding the slang. I'm going to read the passage for you now. A says, "Yo, Joe, do you know about Vicky's surprise retirement party?" And there's a little shushing face emoji there.
Mm-hmm.
B replies, "Not sure, but if I had to guess, it's probably Harry." A then says, "Same. Dude's always two. Can't keep his mouth zipped." With the shouting head emoji. Right. Sounds like trouble. B finishes, "We got to talk to him. Someone needs to key before he ruins it again." And a grimacing face emoji. EE. Okay, let's tackle the first blank question. 1. Do you know who about Vicky's surprise retirement party? Our choices are 1. Spilled the tea omst. 2. Dropped receipts. So 3. Ghosted 04. Flexed.
Okay.
What immediately jumps out to you here, especially with that little tea emoji, feels like a pretty strong clue.
Oh, absolutely. The emoji is, it's basically a dead giveaway, isn't it? It perfectly guides us to the correct answer, which is number 1, spilled the tea.
Spilled the tea. Okay.
Yeah, this phrase, spilled the tea, it's such a vivid Gen Z expression. That means to reveal gossip or, disclose confidential information. Often something juicy, maybe a bit scandalous, or in this case, a secret that was definitely meant to be kept private.
Right, the surprise part is key.
Exactly. The fact that it's a surprise retirement party makes revealing the secret a pretty big deal, right? It could ruin the whole thing. And for you, our English learners, notice how emojis aren't just decoration and online chat.
They add meaning.
They really do. They often add crucial context or emotion. And here, that little teacup on perfectly symbolizes sharing gossip, like you're serving up some hot news, and, digging a bit deeper into where it comes from. There are a couple of theories.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, one popular idea is it comes from the American South, where tea time was like a social thing, a moment for women to gather, chat, and, often share the latest news or gossip.
Okay, makes sense.
Another theory, which is also pretty widely cited, suggests that T actually stands for truth. So to spill the tea would literally mean spilling the truth.
Ah, T for truth.
Right. And over time, that morphed into spill the tea. Either way, the core idea is revealing a truth, often a personal one, that wasn't really meant for public knowledge. It's become just super common, a really vibrant Gen Z way to talk about sharing secrets, whether they're harmless or maybe a bit damaging.
So it's not just simple gossip.
Not always, no. I think it highlights how Gen Z communication often values a certain directness, even when sharing secrets. And maybe the social currency of being in the know,
Yeah.
sometimes blurring those lines between private and public, especially online.
Yeah, information travels so fast.
It really does. And being the one to share it can give you this, temporary sense of importance or connection.
That's a fantastic breakdown of spilled the tea.
Yeah.
It's definitely more than just the literal words. It taps into a whole social dynamic. So, okay, what about the other choices then? Why aren't they a fit in this specific context? They seem like they could relate to information somehow, but there must be a key difference.
Absolutely, yeah. There's a clear and important distinction for each one. Let's look at them one by one, focusing on where you would use them correctly.
Okay.
First up, number 2, dropped receipts. Now, this phrase means providing hard evidence. Often it's screenshots, texts, DMs, maybe emails or direct proof to back up a claim or an accusation, usually in a public or maybe a confrontational setting.
Okay, so proof is the key.
Proof is absolutely the key. Imagine someone accusing another person of lying and then saying, "Oh yeah, well, I'm dropping receipts."
Boom.
Screenshot of the conversation. It's about proving something with verifiable evidence,
Yeah.
validating your point, not just revealing a general secret or gossip.
Right.
While involves sharing info, it implies a much more deliberate, evidence-based act.
Yeah.
You wouldn't drop receipts about a party secret getting out. You might drop receipts to prove who spilled the tea. See the difference?
Gotcha. Okay, that's clear. What about ghosted? Number 3.
Right, ghosted. This describes suddenly ending all communication with someone. No explanation, just poof, they disappear from your life like a ghost.
Usually in dating, right?
Almost exclusively, yeah.
Yeah.
Dating or maybe very close friendships. If someone ghosted about the party, it would mean they stopped talking about it or ignored messages about it, not that they revealed the secret. So clearly not relevant here. Like, I thought we had a great first date, but then he just ghosted me.
Okay, definitely not it. And the last one, flexed. Number 4.
Yeah, flexed. To flex means to show off, to brag, to ostentatiously display your accomplishments or your possessions, or even just your confidence,
Yeah.
often in a boastful way.
Like showing off muscles.
Exactly. That's the origin. But now it's broader. You might flex your new car, your designer clothes, your amazing vacation photos, maybe even your good grades. But you wouldn't flex information about a surprise party in the sense of revealing the secret.
Okay.
You might maybe flex that you know the secret when others don't, perhaps, but not flex the act of revealing it. Like, she was flexing her new Gucci bag all night. It's about showing off something desirable about yourself.
That makes perfect sense. That level of detail really clarifies why spilled the tea is the only one that fits. It shows that even with casual slang, precision really matters.
It absolutely does.
It's not just a dictionary definition, it's the whole social context, the intent behind it. Okay, moving on to question 2 in that same passage. Aya says, same. Dude's always we, can't keep his mouth zipped. The choices are 1, big mouth chef 2, doing too much, 3, loud A to 4, no chillo.
Okay, Harry again.
Yeah, Harry definitely sounds like a character. What's the best way to describe him here, especially since he can't keep his mouth zipped? That seems like the core issue.
Yeah, that phrase "can't keep his mouth zipped" is very direct, isn't it? It points straight to someone who talks way too much, especially when they shouldn't. So, given that, the correct answer is definitely number 3, loud AF.
Loud AF, okay.
This is a super common Gen Z expression. It means extremely loud, yes, but also very talkative or maybe attention-seeking. The AF part stands for as F.
Right, the intensifier.
Exactly. It's a powerful intensifier used with tons of adjectives, not just loud. It really amps up the meaning, making Harry not just loud, but extremely loud in his inability to keep quiet about the secret.
So it really emphasizes the degree.
Hugely. And for English learners, understanding AF as an intensifier is crucial. You'll see it everywhere in informal chat. And it dramatically boosts the strength of the adjective. It perfectly describes someone who spills secrets because they're just overtly expressive, maybe a bit boisterous, and simply can't control their revelations. It's not just about talking. It's about liking a filter, lacking discretion, combined with a noticeable volume or, presence.
Interesting. So loud AF captures both the volume and the lack of discretion. What about the others then? They sound like they could describe negative traits too, but maybe with different nuances.
Exactly. They do describe negative traits, but they don't quite hit the mark for this specific context, being unable to keep a secret because you talk too much.
Okay, like big mouthed. That sounds similar.
It does sound similar, yeah. Big-mouthed is an older, more established idiom. It means someone who talks too much or gossips, often carelessly revealing secrets. And while the core meaning is close, loud AF captures something more contemporary, often more exaggerated. There's an intensity, maybe even a hint of exasperation from the speaker.
Right, like it's actively annoying.
Kind of. It's the difference between someone who just habitually gossips, big-mouthed, and someone whose very volume and presence makes it impossible for them to keep quiet. Like, my aunt is so big-mouthed, she told everyone my news. That focuses on the gossip itself. Loud AF points more to the manner of the talkativeness.
Gotcha. Okay, what about doing too much? Number 2.
Doing too much means being overly dramatic, or extra, as they say, making a situation more complicated or intense than it needs to be. Now, Harry might arguably be doing too much by spilling secrets.
Sure, the consequences are too much.
Right, but the phrase itself doesn't directly describe his talkative nature as the reason he spills secrets. It describes his overall behavior as excessive or over the top. He could be doing too much by making a huge scene about something else entirely. For example, when she started yelling because her coffee order was slightly wrong, I thought she was doing too much. It's about the drama level.
Okay. Different focus. And no chill. Number 4.
Yeah, no chill. This describes someone who can't relax, is maybe overly emotional, gets too excited about things, lacks composure or self-control.
Like they can't calm down.
Exactly. Now, Harry might also have no chill about keeping secrets, meaning he gets too excited and just bursts, can't hold it in.
Wow.
But the phrase doesn't directly mean he's talkative. It refers more to a general lack of composure or an inability to be calm in a situation. It's a slightly different nuance than simply being unable to keep his mouth zipped because of excessive talking. Like, he had absolutely no chill waiting for the exam results. He just kept pacing and checking his phone.
Fascinating how precise these terms can be, even when they seem casual. It really shows the nuance in expressing personality traits. Okay, finally for this passage, question 3. B says, we gotta talk to him. Someone needs to before he ruins it again. Our options. 1, vibe check the room. 2, call him out. 3, dead that beefy 4-4, mind the ick.
Okay, the intervention.
Yeah, given Harry's consistent behavior ruining surprises, what's the appropriate and necessary action here? They need to stop him.
Right, they need to stop him. Given his track record and the need to prevent another ruined surprise, they need to intervene directly and, hold him accountable. So the right choice here is number 2, call him out.
Call him out. Okay.
This phrase means to confront someone directly about their behavior, or a mistake they made, or maybe a problematic statement, often in a straightforward way, sometimes even publicly. Since Harry keeps doing this, the friends need to address his actions directly and make it clear that it isn't okay.
So it implies a direct confrontation.
Absolutely. For English learners, calling someone out means verbally challenging or criticizing someone for their behavior, usually because it's problematic, unfair, or causing harm. It's about direct accountability, setting boundaries. You're bringing their actions out into the open and making them acknowledge it.
That's a very direct, active approach, not just observing. Let's clarify the others for our learners. They sound like they involve some kind of social interaction or assessment, but maybe not this kind of direct intervention.
You're absolutely right. They involve social dynamics, but they miss the specific mark of direct confrontation needed here.
Like vibe check the room, number 1.
Yeah, vibe check the room. This means assessing the mood, the atmosphere of a place or a group. It's about perception, sensing the general feeling. Are things going well? Are people comfortable? Is there tension?
Just getting a read on things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's observational, not about directly confronting one person about their bad behavior. You might vibe check the room at a party to see if people are having fun, but you wouldn't do it to stop Harry from talking. Like, before I jumped into the serious topic, I did a quick vibe check of the meeting.
Okay, what about dead that beef, number 3?
Dead that beef is about resolving a conflict or an argument, putting an end to bad feelings or a grudge between people.
Like the phrase we might see later, squash the beef.
Very similar, yeah. We'll get to that. But while there might be annoyance with Harry, the core issue here is stopping his behavior, not ending some long-standing beef or serious feud with him. Dead the beef implies a deeper, more entrenched conflict that needs resolution. You dead the beef after a big fight, not just to prevent gossip. Like, after arguing for months, they finally decided to dead that beef and just move on.
Right, different scale of conflict. And the last one, mind the ick. Number 4.
Mind the ick. And ick, as we might discuss more later too, is that sudden, often irrational feeling of disgust or repulsion towards someone, often triggered by something small and insignificant that just makes them seem suddenly unattractive or off-putting.
Like a weird habit or something.
Exactly. So mind the ick would mean being aware of, or maybe avoiding, things that cause this feeling in yourself or others. This doesn't describe the action needed to stop Harry from revealing a secret. It's about a personal emotional reaction, not a corrective social action. While Harry's behavior might give someone the ick.
You wouldn't mind the ick to solve the problem.
Precisely. You wouldn't use it as a strategy to stop him. Like, the way he chewed his food loudly really gave me the ick, so I tried to mind the ick and ignore it.
What a great way to start. We've already uncovered so much about expressing gossip, talkativeness, confrontation. It really shows how Gen Z values maybe clear communication or accountability, even informally.
Yeah, there's a directness there sometimes.
Definitely. So from the tricky business of keeping secrets and holding friends accountable, let's pivot to another universal dynamic: resolving conflicts and strengthening bonds. Our next scenario looks at how friends navigate making up and the depth of their relationships. I'll read passage 2 aloud now. A says, glad Dave and Mike finally decided to T4, and there's a O emoji.
Okay, reconciliation.
B replies, facts. That beef was so mid, they were besties before that. A adds, for real, they used to be. Back then, always together. With a handshake emoji. Okay, 4 blank, 4. Glad Dave and Mike finally decided to tick your choices. 1, squash the beef, so 2, let it slide, 3, 2. Dead it, act 4. Chillax, oogie. E's line, that beef was so mid, gives us a huge hint here, doesn't it? About the conflict they're resolving. What's the best way to describe friends making up after an argument?
It absolutely does. That beef was so midline is the perfect setup. It tells us there was a conflict, a beef. Therefore, the correct choice is number 1, squash the beef.
Quash the beef, with the burger emoji.
Yeah, the emoji's a fun visual pun. This phrase means to resolve a disagreement, end a conflict, make up after an argument. The word beef itself, in Gen Z slang, as we touched on, means an ongoing argument, a grudge, a feud.
Right.
So to squash it metaphorically means to crush it, put an end to it, move past it. For English learners, understanding beef as slang for an argument or tension is key here. And squash implies actively working to end that argument, often through talking it out and making peace.
So it's an act of resolution.
Very much so. It's a really common and direct way to talk about ending a significant disagreement between people.
That's a great visual and a clear explanation. What's the nuance with the other options then? They seem like they could also relate to conflict or maybe relaxation, but I sense there are subtle differences.
There are indeed important nuances. While the others might touch on aspects of moving past conflict or relaxing, they lack that specific, active meaning of resolving it.
Okay, like let it slide. Number 2.
Yeah, let it slide. This means to ignore something, overlook a mistake, allow something to pass without consequence. While it is related to moving on from conflict, squashing the beef implies active resolution and reconciliation, a deliberate effort to fix things.
Not just ignoring it.
Exactly. If you let it slide, the underlying issue might still be there, just unaddressed. Like, he forgot my birthday, but I decided to let it slide this time. The problem isn't solved, it's just not confronted.
Gotcha. Okay, number 3, dead it. We saw dead that beef earlier. How is dead it different?
Right. Dead it means to put a definitive end to something, usually something negative, a topic, a problem, a habit. While it's close to ending conflict, squash the beef is more specific to resolving interpersonal conflict or a grudge between people. Dead it is more general.
So you could dead other things too.
Yeah, you could dead a conversation topic that's going nowhere, or dead a bad habit, or dead a rumor. It's not necessarily about two people making up after a feud, like, this plan isn't working, let's just dead it and try something else.
Okay, broader application. And chillax. Number 4.
Chillax. It's that casual blend, right, of chill and relax. It just means to calm down or take it easy.
Just relax.
Yeah, it's about achieving a state of calm, low stress. It's an emotional state, not an action taken specifically to resolve a conflict between two people. Dave and Mike needed to do more than just chillax. They needed to actively resolve their disagreement, squash that beef. Like, after exams, all I want to do is chillax by the pool.
Excellent breakdown. The distinctions really help clarify the specific situations for each phrase. Now, for blank five. For real, they used to be back then always together. The choices: 1, ride or die is so to you. Glued at the hip, so shoes. 3, broski's home. 4 main characters you.
Okay, describing their past closeness.
Exactly. This is clearly about deep, unwavering friendship, isn't it? The phrase always together really emphasizes that.
Precisely. That phrase, always together, especially coming after besties, reinforces the idea of unwavering loyalty and constant companionship. So number 1, ride or dies is the best fit here.
Ride or dies. Okay.
This term describes extremely loyal friends, friends who stick by each other through thick and thin, through anything, no matter what. It signifies a really profound level of commitment, dependability, mutual support.
It's like they do anything for each other.
Pretty much. For English learners, think of it like someone who would ride with you through any situation, even if it metaphorically means dying for you. It's an expression of ultimate loyalty and solidarity. It's a very strong, impactful term for a deep, unbreakable bond. It implies their loyalty has been tested and proven.
I love how descriptive Gen Z slang can be sometimes. It paints such a vivid picture of commitment. Tell us about the other choices. They also relate to friendship or maybe identity, but perhaps with different facets.
They do, but yeah, with varying levels of intensity or focus, or maybe they just feel a bit more traditional or older.
Like glued at the hip, number 2.
Exactly. Glued at the hip is an older, more traditional idiom. It means constantly together, almost inseparable. And while it fits the always together part very well,
It doesn't have the loyalty aspect.
not as strongly, no. Ride or dies adds that layer of deep loyalty, commitment, that willingness to face adversity together, which glued at the hip doesn't explicitly convey in modern slang. Glued at the hip is more about physical proximity, constant presence. Ride or dies is about unwavering emotional and practical support. You might say young kids are glued at the hip, but ride or dies implies a more mature, chosen, tested bond, like my twin brother and I were glued at the hip growing up.
Okay, how about broskies, number 3?
Broskies. This is just a very casual term of endearment for male friends, similar to bros or pals. It implies friendship, sure, but not necessarily that intense, unwavering loyalty of ride or dies.
More casual buddies.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
You can have lots of broskies, but probably only a few ride or dies. It's less weighty, more general for buddies. Like, hey, broskies, want to catch the game later?
Got it. And the last one, main characters, number
It's-
4.
Right, main characters. In Gen Z slang, this refers to someone living their life authentically, confidently, unapologetically, like they're the protagonist of their own movie or story.
It's about the individual.
Totally. It's about personal agency, self-expression, being the focus of your own narrative, often with a sense of, like, romanticizing your own life. It's not about the dynamic between two friends, but an individual's self-perception and how they navigate life. So Dave and Mike might both have been main characters in their own lives.
But it doesn't describe their bond.
Exactly. It doesn't describe their relationship to each other. Like, she quit her job to travel the world, totally main character energy right now.
Okay, moving from mending friendships and defining loyalty to, well, moments of unexpected pressure. We've seen how important deep bonds are, but sometimes individual reactions under stress can be incredibly telling and kind of funny sometimes.
Definitely relatable moments.
Totally. Our third passage takes us to a classic school scenario homework. We're looking at what happens when someone gets put on the spot. Here's passage 3. LA says, bro, Liam totally, and the teacher asked about his homework with a book emoji.
Uh-oh, Liam.
B replies, facts, he just froze like he was in 7 mode. It finishes, low-key hilarious, not gonna lie. Yep. Okay, for blank. 6. Bro, Liam totally asked about his homework. The options: 1, folded I. 2, fumbled. 3, flopped. 4, cooked R.
Right. The reaction.
Yeah, what happens when you crack under pressure, especially in an embarrassing way, like freezing up?
That description that Liam just froze is a really strong indicator here. It suggests the complete breakdown under pressure. So number 1, folded is definitely the right answer.
Folded, like in cards.
Exactly like in cards. In Gen Z slang, to fold means to give up, cave under pressure, become so flustered or overwhelmed that you just can't perform or respond, often in an embarrassing or visibly defeated way.
Fits the freezing perfectly.
It does. The context of freezing when asked about homework, implying he couldn't answer or maybe didn't have it, fits folded perfectly. For English learners, that connection to card games like poker is really helpful. You fold your hand when you give up, surrender your cards because the pressure is too high or the odds are against you.
So it implies surrender.
Yeah, a moment of surrender or defeat. But applied here to a social or performance situation where someone just can't cope with an immediate demand or challenge. It's a vivid image, someone kind of shrinking under the spotlight.
That's a great connection, makes it very clear. What about the other choices then? Do they have similar meanings, like making a mistake? Or are they distinct?
They are quite distinct in their specific implications. Understanding the differences is really key to using them right.
Okay. Fumbled, number 2.
Fumbled. This means handling something clumsily, awkwardly, making a minor mistake, maybe due to lack of coordination or nerves. While Liam definitely made a mistake by not having his homework, fumbled doesn't quite capture that sense of completely freezing, caving in, giving up under pressure like folded does.
More like dropping something.
Kind of. You might fumble with your keys or fumble over your words in a speech. It implies a clumsy error, not a total shutdown, like he fumbled the ball near the end zone.
Right. Okay, flopped. Number 3.
To flop means to fail badly. Often used for a project, a performance, an event that was expected to succeed, but was just a big disappointment or failure.
Like a movie flopping.
Exactly. It describes the overall outcome, a complete lack of success, not necessarily the immediate act of giving up under pressure in that specific moment. A business can flop, a product launch can flop. Liam folded when questioned by the teacher. Like, their big summer festival completely flopped due to bad weather and low ticket sales.
Okay, outcome versus reaction, and cooked, number 4.
Right, to be cooked. In slang, this can mean being in serious trouble, or maybe utterly exhausted or just completely defeated, like you're beyond repair, out of options.
So Liam might be cooked.
He might very well be cooked in trouble for not having the homework. But folded specifically describes his reaction, his inability to function under the immediate pressure of the teacher's question. It doesn't just describe his overall predicament or the consequences. Cooked is the state of being in trouble. Folded is the act of succumbing to that pressure. Like, after running the marathon, my legs were absolutely cooked.
Great distinctions. It really highlights how precise these terms are, even the slang ones. Now for blank. 7. Facts. He just froze like he was in mode. Your choices. 1. NPC. 2. Lago. 3. Buffering more. Go stow.
Ah, the digital analogies.
Yeah, this analogy to freezing and being unresponsive is so telling, isn't it? Clearly draws from the digital world. Froze like he was in mode.
It is, yeah. And that phrase immediately brings to mind that unresponsive, static state. Very digital. So, number 1, NPC mode is the most fitting here.
NPC mode. Explain that one.
Okay, so NPC stands for non-player character. It's a term straight from video games for characters controlled by the game's AI, not by a human player.
Right, the background characters.
Exactly. And NPCs often have really limited reactions. They might repeat pre-programmed actions or just stand completely still and unresponsive until you interact with them in a specific way. This perfectly describes someone who has frozen up and isn't responding naturally, actively, or with any agency in a real-life situation.
Like they're just there, but not really present.
Precisely. For English learners, understanding the gaming context is key. How NPCs can seem robotic, static, lacking genuine interaction. That helps grasp how it translates to a person appearing unresponsive, maybe out of touch, or lacking that immediate natural reaction when put on the spot. It can be a critique, like they seem inauthentic or just totally blank.
That's a fantastic analogy. It really highlights that feeling of being completely blank, unable to process, almost like a glitch. This shift towards gaming analogies really reflects the digital native experience.
It really does.
So how do the other terms miss the mark, even though some also relate to technology or maybe absence?
Yeah, they relate, but they don't quite capture the essence of freezing in the same way, or they refer to different kinds of unresponsiveness.
Like lag, number 2.
Okay, lag. In tech terms, lag refers to a delay or a slowdown in a system. You usually experience it in online gaming or streaming, right?
Yeah, very annoying.
Totally. And while it implies a delay in response, a pause, NPC mode better conveys the complete lack of active response or agency. It's the feeling of being a programmed, unthinking character rather than just experiencing a temporary delay. Someone who's lagging might eventually respond, just slowly. An NPC is just kind of stuck in that state. Like, my Zoom call was lagging so badly I missed half the conversation.
Okay, and buffering, number 3.
Buffering refers to data loading, that pause before something continues, usually when you're streaming video or audio.
The spinning wheel.
Exactly, that dreaded wheel. Like lag, it implies a temporary hold or delay while data gets ready.
Yeah.
But again, NPC mode specifically highlights the robotic, unresponsive, non-interactive nature of the person, not just a temporary loading screen. You're waiting for the content to start or continue, Not necessarily for a human-like reaction, like the Netflix movie kept buffering and ruined the suspense.
Right. And ghost. Number 4. We've seen this one.
Yeah, ghost, as in ghosting. As we discussed, it means disappearing, ending communication abruptly. It doesn't describe the act of freezing or being unresponsive while still physically present in a conversation. Liam was there physically just not responding. He hadn't ghosted the teacher by leaving the room. Like, I sent her 3 texts, but she just ghosted me.
Such vivid imagery from the digital world making its way into our everyday language, isn't it?
Really interesting.
Okay, from individual moments of pressure, let's now shift our lens to relationships and some of the unique challenges, maybe pitfalls, of modern dating, particularly as our digital lives get so tangled up with our personal ones.
Oh yeah, that's a big topic.
It is. Our next passage explores digital distractions and relationship drama. I'll read passage 4 aloud. A says, "Did you hear Mia dumped Josh?" With a broken heart emoji.
Ooh, drama.
B replies, "No way." "Why though?" A explains. "She said he kept Aiden instead of hanging out with her." And a phone emoji.
Ah, the phone. Tell him.
B reacts, "Hoof." She was probably tired of all this with her red flag emoji. Ugh. Okay, first for this one, question 8. She said he kept instead of hanging out with her. Our choices: 1, doom scrolling, don't know; 2, ghosting, so 3, benching Ev, 4, vibing with the boys, so.
Right. The reason for the breakup.
Yeah, this feels like a very modern, almost universally relatable problem in the age of smartphones, doesn't it? Being ignored for a screen.
It absolutely is. A quintessential modern problem. And that combination of, instead of hanging out with her and that phone emoji, it makes the answer pretty clear, I think. It's number 1, doom scrolling.
Doom scrolling, okay. What exactly is that?
Doom scrolling refers to that act of continuously, almost compulsively, scrolling through negative or depressing news, social media feeds, anxiety-inducing content online, often to an unhealthy degree.
Just endless bad news.
Yeah, or just endless stuff. And the context here strongly implies he was completely preoccupied with his phone, absorbed in this digital activity, and basically neglecting his girlfriend, failing to give her attention when they were supposed to be together.
Right, being present, but not really present.
Exactly. For English learners, doom scrolling perfectly captures this contemporary phenomenon of getting lost down a digital rabbit hole of bad news or just endless feeds. It really highlights the addictive nature of social media and its potential to cause real-world relationship conflict of that lack of presence, attention, genuine interaction. It's a deep issue, how our digital lives can accidentally sabotage our real ones.
It's so relatable, isn't it? I think many of us have maybe been guilty of this or been on the receiving end. Let's clarify the other choices. They're all relationship-related but imply different problems.
Indeed, it's very common. And yes, the other terms, while relevant to relationships, describe different kinds of problematic behavior.
Like ghosting again. Number 2.
Yeah, ghosting. As we've established, that means suddenly cutting off all communication without explanation. While it's a painful relationship term, it doesn't describe an activity someone does instead of hanging out when they're physically present.
It's about absence.
Right. It describes the act of not hanging out by disappearing entirely, not a continuous activity on the phone while present. Josh was physically there, just mentally elsewhere. After our fight, he just ghosted me. Different situation.
Okay. Number 3, benching. Like on a sports team.
Exactly like on a sports team. Benching in dating means keeping someone as a backup option. You don't give them full commitment, they aren't a priority, maybe you're keeping other romantic options open, or just not fully engaging.
Keeping on the sidelines.
Precisely. It's about relationship status or strategy, a lack of full commitment, not a specific activity Josh was doing on his phone at that moment that prevented him from hanging out. Like, I felt like I was being benched because he only hit me up late at night.
Right. Different kind of neglect. And vibing with the boys. Number 4.
Vibing with the boys just means spending time, hanging out, enjoying oneself with male friends, or really any group of friends, in a relaxed way.
Just chilling with friends.
Yeah. Now, while that would imply he's not with Mia, the sentence specifically contrasts his activity with hanging out with her, and that phone emoji points directly to a digital preoccupation as the reason for his neglect. Doom scrolling targets his engagement with his phone, which is the direct contrast given. Vibing with the boys is about who he's with, not what he's doing on his phone. Like, he couldn't come over, said he was vibing with the boys.
That makes a lot of sense. The phone emoji really locks in doom scrolling. Okay. And for blank. 9. Oof, she's probably tired of all the choices. 1, red flags. 2, sus vibes, 03. Fake flex, 04. Giving ick.
The consequences.
Yeah, what were these consistent signs, these things that ultimately led to the breakup, signaled by that flag emoji?
The term red flags is definitely the phrase we need here. Number
Right.
one, red flags are warning signs, indicators of trouble, especially concerning behaviors or characteristics that signal deeper, maybe more problematic issues in a relationship or a person's character.
So the doom scrolling was a red flag.
Exactly.
Okay.
Consistent doom scrolling and the neglect that comes with it could certainly be seen as a pattern of warning signs, red flags indicating maybe disinterest, lack of respect, emotional unavailability, or just a fundamental problem in how he operates in a relationship,
Oh,
ultimately leading to the breakup.
okay.
For English learners, the origin of red flag is useful. Think of its historical use as a signal for danger or caution, like waving a flag to stop a train. In relationships, it means problematic behaviors or traits that signal deeper issues you shouldn't ignore. It's about recognizing patterns.
So it's about seeing the writing on the wall, basically, a culmination of concerning behaviors. What about the others? How do they differ from these broader warning signs?
Yes, exactly. A collection of troubling indicators. The others represent different kinds of negative signals, but not quite that overarching pattern of relationship trouble.
Like sus vibes, number 2.
Mm,
Sus for suspicious.
right. So vibes mean suspicious feelings, an atmosphere of distrust, maybe just a general unease. While it's related to potential trouble, red flags usually refers to specific, observable behaviors or characteristics that serve as concrete warnings, not just a general feeling.
More specific than just a feeling.
Yeah. A red flag is often more definitive, more objectively identifiable than a general sus vibe, which can be more subtle, more instinctual, like, I don't know, I just got sus vibes from, couldn't put my finger on why.
Okay, fake flex. Number 3, we saw flex earlier.
Right. A fake flex is showing off or bragging about something that isn't true, or is exaggerated, or is done purely for external validation. It's about being inauthentic, trying to impress people falsely.
Like pretending to be rich.
Exactly. While that can definitely be annoying or problematic in a relationship, it's not directly related to the pattern of warning signs caused by neglect, like doom scrolling. It's a different kind of character flaw, dishonesty, or insecurity, perhaps, like his whole Instagram is just one big fake flex.
Okay. And giving ick. Number 4, we've touched on this too.
Yeah, giving ick. As we discussed, the ick is that sudden, often visceral feeling of disgust or repulsion, often triggered by something small. While Josh's behavior, like ignoring Mia for his phone, might have given Mia the ick at some point.
It's more than just one feeling.
Right. Red flags refers to the broader cumulative pattern of concerning, often more serious behaviors that lead to a breakup, not just a single momentary feeling of repulsion. And ick can be fleeting, maybe even irrational.
Hmm.
Red flags are persistent signals of deeper issues, like the way he talked down to the waiter totally gave me the ick.
Okay, we're almost through our deep dive. What a journey it's been through modern communication secrets, conflicts, loyalty, relationships, digital habits.
Covered a lot of ground.
We really have.